Hello, everybody. It is another episode of Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook. And I do not think we could call this podcast Selling Real Estate with Kelly Cook if we didn't have Mr. Kelly Cook here with us today, our experts on all things real estate, all things Husker football, and a lot of other things. We have talked about a ton of stuff on this podcast. So I want to give a big welcome to Kelly Cook.
Deep Thoughts by Kelly.
Yep. We get inside your head on a whole bunch of stuff, huh?
Oh man, that old SNL skit was the best, right? Back in the day, Deep Thoughts by, I forget what his name was, but if you know the name of that guy, please comment in the podcast somewhere because that was awesome. That was my favorite segment.
I don't know how long ago back in the day you're talking about. I have no idea. I referenced right over my head.
My age now. Oh, if you're under the age of, I don't know, 30, you probably know what I'm talking about. But Deep Thoughts was hilarious on SNL.
Okay. Oh. Fantastic. So not only do we get all Kelly's real estate stuff, we also get to hear about what he finds particularly funny. So this is a great episode. That's all it's going to be about, actually. No, just kidding. We do have real estate related content for you today.
Of course we do.
Of course we do. And I think that a lot of the time, this podcast is for real estate agents, obviously. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of the time we get people who are trying to, they're already business owners. They're already kind of out here doing what needs to be done, getting their business in order, and looking how to make it better. But I know that we do have some newer real estate agents that are listening as well, because they want to come in prepared to, really build their business, start from the ground up, and get things going. So today, this is for them. This is for you brand new agents, or, maybe have been in the business for a little bit, but have not really gotten going. This episode is for you. And that is going to be how you build your credibility as a newer agent. So I'm really excited to talk about this one today, Kelly, because, again, I think that a lot of the time we're talking at a very high level, but this is bringing it down to where do you start? How do you get started? So how do you build your credibility if you have no experience behind you? What can you do to prove that you can do the job effectively?
Yeah. Okay. Good question. This could go really deep, but we're going to keep it hard hitting here, and we're going to try to get those actionable items, because even though that was 18 years ago for me when I was new running the team, we have new agents starting on this team. We have experienced agents and we have new agents. So I get to experience those personalities and those fears and those thoughts that people have when they first come on and they're newer to the business and they don't know what to do or how to, show credibility. Why would somebody work with me? Well, number one, you have to believe in yourself. Number one, every day as a real estate agent or anything in sales in which you are, basically 100% commission or heavily commissioned, you're betting on yourself every day. And so you have to believe in yourself. And if you don't believe in yourself, then how is anyone else going to believe in you? Second, you got to believe in your product. Real estate is an awesome product to be able to believe in because it's real estate and everyone needs it in some form or fashion, whether you're renting or buying or owning, whatever. So real estate is a very popular one that everyone can kind of relate to. If you're selling a dental, part or piece or machine or something, these things could be very expensive and there could be a very high quality skill set for that. But at the end of the day, there's only a small segment of people that actually know about it, care about it, need it, etc. So you have that going for you. You literally just walk down the street, anyone and everyone could almost be a client or a potential customer. It's possible because people need shelter and housing. So number one, I'm going to go in two different directions on this, Elizabeth. I'm going to say, number one, like I said, you have to believe in yourself. Number two, you have to believe in your product. And if you don't believe in those two things, it's going to be tough. So you have to get your mindset right now to actually turn the tide on that. And if you never do, it's going to be an uphill battle the whole time. So I'm telling you right now, do it in this succession. So how do you believe in yourself? Well, number one, you have to, I would do affirmations. I would have a routine. I would have affirmations. I would be telling myself the right story, if you will. It's so corny. I was talking about this with my team the other day, actually. I coach 11-year-old tackle football right now, but once upon a time when these young kids started, they were 9. And these kids never played tackle football before when they were 9 years old, and trying to learn how to tackle and you can see it in their eyes. A lot of those kids were afraid to run into another kid that's 9 years old. And
you're told all the time, don't hit each other. Don't hit each other. And then it's like, all right, boys, get out there. Give them your all.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see in their face when two boys line up and they got to go, hit each other, tackle each other. You can see in their face sometimes that they're like not sure about what's going to happen. I don't know because they haven't done it before. So one thing we did that we did with these kids is we actually had them do an affirmation, which we didn't call an affirmation. We didn't call that at all. If we would have called it, they wouldn't even know what that even means. But we're doing it. And as crazy as a football coach in that mode at that time, you're not sitting there going, okay, let me formulate a plan and have these kids do affirmations because that's going to, no, you just get out there and you see this fear in their eyes and you know that the mindset is so powerful that you just come up with something on the fly, right? And it just happens to look back on, oh my goodness, that was an affirmation.
And
weird.
It worked, I assume.
And it worked. And so what we do is we'd say before, if Johnny's up to go hit this guy right here and they line up each other, and this guy's the tackler, then we would say, every kid in that line as they came through, we have to say, I got this. And then we had a couple other sayings that to do too. But the first thing, I got this. And the louder the kids said it, the harder they hit. The louder the kids said it, the more confident they were on the tackle. The louder the kids said it, the fear literally dissipated from their face. You could see it right before they said they wouldn't go, and the faster they ran towards the kid, even though it's only a yard away or whatever, right? It's unreal. And these kids are 9. They don't know anything about mindset or mindset tricks or affirmation. They don't know anything about that. But yet, because they didn't know about it, they did it because their coach asked them to do it, and it worked. And then Johnny sees Timmy go, and it worked. Johnny does it, and it worked. And then you see the confidence level rise in the group because they're seeing proof of concept right in front of their eyes. So now, what if it was like that in real estate? What if it was like that in sales? What if, as a businessman or woman, you practice the same thing because you got your ego out of the way in the morning time? You said, I'm not going to talk to myself in my room. That's stupid. Who does that? People think I'm crazy. Maybe they would. But guess what? It works. And you go out there and you would sell probably more product than you ever had in your previous time. So, ego is the biggest hindrance of success. I think we said that before, but ego, it really is. And I'm guilty of it. Like we all are. We all have ego to an extent. So get over yourself, have confidence in yourself. And then like number 2 was have confidence and believe in your product, which is a little easier probably to do, but you have to believe that your product, by the way, your product also is the service you provide. I should say it's more so even the service you provide. And so that's a lot to do with believing in yourself, but the service you provide, that you actually can help that person get a better deal on that house. You actually can help that person sell their home faster than the other person or on their own. And you can provide more value to them, more money in their pocket, bottom line, things of that nature. If you don't believe that, it's going to be hard. So it starts with mindset first.
Yeah, it's hard to convince somebody to buy something if you wouldn't buy it yourself, essentially.
Bingo. And what's interesting, I would, as part of this process, I would record myself on video or audio, both, because you think you're good at something, and then you hear yourself, and you're like, ooh. I mean, how many times when we first got cell phones, or even today, we leave a voicemail, right? Because we're out of town. We haven't heard ourselves on our own voicemail for like, I don't know, a year. Then we go on vacation. We're like, I'm going to put the out of office thing on. So I'm going to tell my voicemail I'm out till, Tuesday or whatever. And then so you go to listen to it and you're like, that's me. Oof.
Yeah.
Right. Happens all the time because we're not as good as we think we are. We're not, all of us. And so by practicing it and recording it and hearing yourself, watching yourself to make yourself better, you'll be light years ahead of making yourself more confident to the marketplace so that you'll have credibility by how you speak to someone else, how you carry yourself to someone else. All right. 3rd thing, get a mentor. Okay. Get a mentor, mentor, coach, trainer, whatever you want to call it. Right. The easiest way to go about doing this for free is to join a team. I would highly recommend it. Obviously, I'm biased. I run a real estate team, but I know how it was for me when I first started out, and I was a hustler. Like I worked 80 hours a week, no problem. I just would do whatever. It wasn't working smart, but I would hustle. Now, if you join a team, you have the ability to work smart. And if you have that hustle in you, you'll do that no matter what, right? So that'd be a match made in heaven right there. It really would. So if you have the ability to join a team, you get that coaching, that training for free. Why? Because most teams don't charge a monthly fee or anything of that nature. We certainly don't. We will make money, hopefully, as an ROI for all the time and money invested in that individual when they start closing real estate deals. And that's what we're
They
all
have a
betting for.
vested interest in seeing you
Vested
succeed.
interest. That's right. In them as well. So I think it's a great, but Kelly, I might have to, share some of my, yeah, you will. And guess what? They're learning along the way. And it's not about each deal. It's about what you make for the year. So a good team, if you're on that and you're working, you're doing your part, right? That should equally pay for itself and then some. Instead of doing just 3 transactions, you should be able to do 8 to 10 to 12 with that team, even though you're not making as much per deal. Doesn't matter. Why? Because at the end of the year, holy cow, look what I made, as opposed to what I just would have made on those 3 transactions. So you got to think with that in mind. Give yourself 12 months. If after 12 months, it's not what you thought it would be, 2 things, maybe either A, that wasn't a good fit. It wasn't a good team. They didn't do what they said they would do. Or B, maybe it's just not for you. So maybe you then try something else. But the reality is you got to give it a chance, because a good team will help you double, triple, quadruple your production that you could do on your own. And it's free coaching. Why would you not do that? Now, with being with a team, the other big thing on the credibility side is you now can say, we did this. We sold this many homes last year.
Use their credibility.
Use their credibility. Absolutely. On the phone calls, in marketing pieces, in a handwritten note, we all sold this. We've been in business for 71 years total. Whatever it is, right? Even though you may have been in business for 1 month. And most people say, oh, wow, okay. Now, if I get on the phone and I talk to somebody, let's talk about your sphere, people that know you. Because even people that know you, if they're not super tight, they might be like, yeah, I don't know if I want to use you because you're brand new, right? And they might not say it to your face, but they're thinking those things in the back of their mind. So how do you get around that? It's the best of both worlds. You call those people with confidence, which is one of the things they have to do on our team. When they first join, they have to make 100 phone calls to their sphere of influence, right? You call people with confidence in saying that, look, here's why you should use me if you're going to ever transact real estate, because I have nothing else to do. Number one. Right?
I am only working for you.
Yeah. I will be literally watching over your stuff the entire day because I have nothing else to do. And for everything I lack in terms of experience or capital for funding, for, buying stuff, all that stuff, the team who has 18 years, plus experience, they will handle all that stuff. Right. So you have the person running point. Yeah. That's going to handle everything. That's nothing better to do. Then you have the whole experience of the team on the back end and everything they offer and provide from that standpoint as well for you. All this working just for you. So that is a big part of credibility. And most people get that and go, oh, well, yeah, that's kind of cool. Yeah. So basically you'll take care of all the nitty gritty and be paying attention to everything. But if there's something that comes up you don't know, which could be a lot of things, you have a mentor, you have a person with the team that's been doing it for decades that will be able to help out. Yeah. Okay. All right. So people get that once you're very upfront and honest with them and don't try to just work around that, right? Slide around that. If you're an individual, I would say, and this still applies if you're on a team as well, but I would say you need to time block part of your day and your week to do social media. Now, it's easy to just do social media. So don't just do social media. On social media, you can pretend to be someone you're not. Let's just call it what it is.
Catfishing.
And you can make people, you can make people think that you've sold 1,000 homes already, if that's what you want to do. And people don't know you'll be like, man, this guy's killing it, even though you never sold one house. So that's what you could do. It's not lying. It's just the perception of the story you're telling on social media. So I would think about that storyboard and what that would look like, but I would definitely do a lot of that consistently. And the only way you're going to do it is if you block off time to create that content, because it takes time to think about these topics and things you want to actually talk about or create. And then the other time I would run that perfect real estate day, which is lead generation and lead follow-up in the morning time, conduct appointments, etc., meet with clients in the afternoon time. And I would adhere to that schedule as much as possible, because you can't just build that brand through social media and that's it. You have to obviously be going out there and using other spokes of the wheel to be able to run into people to convince them to work with you. And then when they say, well, how many years you been doing this? And you say, well, we've been doing this for, if you use the whole team, total, we've been doing this for 64 years. No, how long have you been doing it? Well, I think you're asking the wrong question. How many homes I've sold? Well, if you haven't sold any houses, you can't ask that question either, right?
Yeah.
But you can say, you know what? I want then own it. Own it. If they get to that point, you can't talk around. Own it. Don't try to skirt it, right? You know what? I've only been doing this for 2 months, but I have a team that's been doing it for 63 years, and I have a mentor that's been doing it for 18. And he and I will be out there to your house on Tuesday at 4 to tell you exactly how we're going to sell your house for top dollar and give you an unfair advantage when selling your property.
Just
How's that sound?
continue that confidence, and it trumps almost anything else.
Yeah. Because 2 months is irrelevant if you have somebody who's going to partner with you on the deal that has all the experience that you would ever want as a seller. So that's what I would do. So if you're an individual agent, I would definitely try to find another individual agent who has a lot of experience that maybe you could do a deal with. Say, look, man, I'm going to be doing a lot of lead generation here. If I get a hold of somebody who wants to meet with me about whatever, and could I leverage you? Could you maybe come with me and I can split something with you? You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And that person probably will do that for you. So A, because they want to get back because they're probably a good person, but B, there's something financially in it for them too as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there you go.
And guys, I just want to say with the social media aspect of it, we did a whole podcast on that a couple of weeks ago. You can probably search down. It's not very far down. It was pretty recent. But we did specifically go into, what kind of stuff you're posting on social media, how much you should be posting on social media for anybody, for any real estate agent. But very specifically, we did talk about as a new agent, kind of that whole creating the illusion type of posts. So go listen to that for more details on social media. But I think, Kelly, how we started this podcast talking about mindset, that is the number one. Of course, there's those actionable items that we talked about. Leverage the team, leverage somebody else, leverage your time that you have to spend with them. But number one is the confidence coming in there and making, even if you're scared because it's your first deal or whatever, don't let them see your fear, right? Like, let them really, that you can say confidently, nope, I've never sold a home, but I know I can get this done for you. And that will absolutely take their confidence in you up a lot of levels. So that's the number one thing. Be confident in yourself and getting yourself to that point with, like Kelly said, affirmations. And I can guarantee you the most successful people in the world, maybe they don't call it affirmations, but they have something like that as well. All of them. So
no doubt.
Get over yourself. Like Kelly said,
exactly.
Just get it done. Well, if you guys have any questions about this or any other topic that we've talked about, if you're a new agent and kind of, if you're in Phoenix and you need a team or, you need a mentor, if you're out there on your own and you are a new agent, you can call Kelly. If you have any questions, call, text, Instagram Kelly. Kelly, where can they do that all at?
Yeah. Instagram. Awesome. Like us, follow us, DM at Kelly Cook Homes, or you can just text or call at 480-227-2028.
Fantastic. And one thing that I'll throw in there as well, because I know that we've talked a lot about teams, just kind of as we wrap this up about teams, but a lot of brokerages too, even if you're a solo agent, a lot of brokerages, if you choose the right brokerage, it'll have some of that, that kind of built-in training, built-in mentorship, a little bit as well. So I did just want to bring that up. It doesn't necessarily have to be a team. That's the easiest and the best way to do it. But also if you're solo, kind of look at those aspects when you're deciding which brokerage to join, right? That's a big piece of it too. If you're not a new agent, or you are, and you know that, building your own team is in your future, go to buildyourrealestateteam.com and download, the full plan on how Kelly wishes he did it. Not all of it is exactly what he did, but looking back, how he wishes he did it. Go download that now, buildyourrealestateteam.com. And we will see. Oh, Kelly, did you say where they can reach you?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm talking so much. I'm like, I don't know if I like skipped over that. Perfect. So you know where to reach Kelly, and we will see you guys all next week.
See you guys.